Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sales Growth Club TV show. I'm Chris and I'm here with Steve.
Hi Chris.
How are you
Hi
doing?
everybody.
How are you doing?
Really well.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to continue talking about growth management.
Yep.
And in particular, we're still on the subject of setting meaningful targets and goals.
We are.
This week, we're going to move on to the results people should expect when doing this effectively.
Okay.
And I think that's key, isn't it? Doing it effectively.
Yeah, it's not just going to happen.
It isn't, is it? You can't just set a target or a goal and just expect to reach it. It requires a lot of work, and there's a lot of frustrations, which we covered last week.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen that video, do jump back and watch that. But the results. One of the things for me that when I've got this done effectively, the results I can see is really, really basic.
Yeah.
I can see I'm reaching my goals.
Yeah.
My goals I've set because I know they're important to reach. I know it's going to develop me and my business.
Yeah.
And by setting them, I know when I've reached them.
Well, I mean, absolutely. If we was to just put, how many times have you been, let me put it this way, how many times have people asked you, how's business?
All the time.
And the answer is,
Yeah, really good.
really good. Yeah. and I must say, I always feel like saying to them, how do you know?
Yeah.
How do you know? How do you measure that?
Yeah.
How can you articulate it or quantify it? Because I mean, maybe, just maybe, behind that really good is somebody that doesn't know.
Yeah, I've had a few days where I'm like, I haven't actually looked at my P&L today.
Yeah.
How am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
Really good.
Not-
Yeah, and it's not that you should be able to give that answer to that person to that level of degree, but it's just that point of looking back to yourself and saying, if somebody asks me, how is business going? And when I say it's going really good, I actually, right in the core of my being, know that that is truthful. Or if I say, yeah, really good, I know deep down that there's still a lot that I need to do to get it right, but I am in control of my results and I can see them and I know where I am.
Brilliant. The other one is when you set meaningful targets and you reach them, you can reward yourself.
Yeah.
And this happened to me recently. So I had a goal. I had to reach a certain number, a certain sales target within my business. And it had to be retainer products as well. So, it couldn't just be anything. I couldn't go out flapping around getting anything. It had to be retainer-based products, and I had to reach a goal in order to get my new car.
Yeah.
And it was a promise I made with myself, the people around me, even my wife. I said I had to reach this goal, and I will not buy it until I reach this goal.
Yeah. Well done.
I now have that car.
Yeah. And that's great, right? And I guess within that, because you could see the results and you could see incrementally you were getting closer. Now, whether that meant you got there quicker or whether it meant just getting there was a great feeling, being able to recognise that. We talked a little bit about sometimes how behaviours can change. If you've got good balance around your behaviour to get to that point, and the way you got there, and I know that you did because it took you, I was going to say a long time then, but it took you the time it took you to get there, then to reward yourself with that is really important. But that reward doesn't necessarily have to be as grand as a car, right? It could be just that I'm going to take half a day off and I'm going to spend it with the family and we're going to go and have a picnic.
Don't worry, you're right. It can be small. It can be like that. And you should have those things with daily, weekly, monthly. Yeah. I agree. The stories from the beginning. Yeah. It did take a little longer than expected because we hit those speed bumps, those frustrations that we talked about last week.
Yeah, indeed. But I think the real strength of it is that you can reward yourself.
Yeah.
And actually, if you're not achieving the targets, you know that you have to tighten your belt.
Yeah.
You have to make, I wouldn't say sacrifices, but compromises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things when doing this for me, I kind of had the hockey stick effect where, at the beginning it was like, oh, it's so far away, oh, I'm never going to get there. And then as you start getting closer, you start working harder. And that last bit kind of comes quite quickly.
Well, I think momentum is a great thing, right?
Yeah.
You're confident, you're motivated, and you've got momentum. And if you're proving to yourself that your business model is working, and it's supported by meaningful targets, then you're onto a winner.
I think that brings us on to another result is staying in control of your process and planning.
Yeah.
Because when I was going through this and I was seeing the results coming in and me getting closer to that target, I started to realize that my process and planning was right.
Yeah.
And it was working, so I could stay in control of it. I wasn't flapping around, I wasn't changing anything. So staying in control is a huge thing, isn't it?
Well, it's massive, and there's so much support out there. Like just simply said, I've got this target setting sales calculator that can help you set the right targets. We've got SpanCop in the sales funnel that can help you with your strength of your pipeline and your pipeline metrics. So you can actually build structure. So you've got process and you've got your plan using those tools. And if you've got process and plan, and you're able to review those, adapt them, change them, then you will get the results.
Yeah.
And I think the absence of planning, the absence of process, you're back into a bit of luck. And that's not where we're at, right?
And this brings us on to a final result. You can grow. Your business can grow.
Well, it can. And growth is relative to what you want, right? Growth could be that retirement is closer because I've been successful. It could be I can now buy this piece of infrastructure for my business that automates this process. It could be that you can go out and you can get that car, which helps me in my business get around, see more clients, and it's just that growth piece. It's not just about the money, it's about your capability and then you as an individual, right? Because that investment about achieving the results helps you as an individual grow as well. So I think there's so much around having targets that you can track performance, measure, adjust, refine, and then come out of it and then invest in yourself or your business as a consequence.
I think we all have targets, don't we? Whether we like to admit them or not, we all have targets. We get up in the morning and we go, right, today I want to do this, I want to do that, or I want to do this month. I think the key thing is making sure they are part of your business plan.
Yeah.
That's where the results are going to come from, isn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, this is sort of underlines the whole thing. So some of this stuff could be seen as